Welcome to part 2 of how to leave well. How to leave your job well. In part 1, we established the fact that how you leave a job impacts your colleagues and it impacts your career. These same colleagues and the reputation that you have with them can have far-reaching effects on your career. When I made the difficult decision to leave this job that challenged my ability to have a healthy work-life balance, I did a couple of things. I was very intentional about ensuring that I left well. I was deeply moved when in the end, the members of my team surprised me with beautiful notes, as well as people from across the organization. Just notes of wishing me well. Others talked about the impact that I had had on them. That for me was wonderful, that I was able to leave the company in a way that was positive, that had a positive impact on the members of my team and had a positive impact on the organization at large. I want you to leave well also. So here are a few tips. Number 1, give them notice. I know somebody out there is saying, well, they don't give no notice when they fire you you immediately. Be that as it may, for some organizations, you go ahead and ensure that you provide these folks with notice that you are leaving. The standard time period is 2 weeks. However, when I gave notice, I actually stated in my resignation letter that I would stay up to 3 weeks if that would make the transition better. You know, if you were in your manager's position, you would want somebody to give you some notice. It allows so many things to happen. It allows them to find a replacement and possibly have you train that person so that the transition is not as challenging. I would just say follow that golden rule of if you would want somebody to pay you that courtesy, go ahead and do that for them. Number 2, write a thoughtful resignation letter. Share with each of the people that you report to in the form of a resignation letter that you're leaving. And also do your best to include some positive impact that that person has had on you. I know that in some situations it may be real difficult because of the kind of journey you've had in the organization, but I want you to try. And for other people, it may not be so difficult. You really respect your peers and the impact that they have had. You've just made the decision that you need to move on. So it will be easier for you either way. Write a thoughtful resignation letter. Number 3, soften the transition by documenting. And what I mean by that is write down the different steps or processes involved in performing your role. Create folders and resources that make it easy for someone else to take over. Identify where those things are located, because once you leave the organization, they may not know where you saved that stuff. Create some kind of a list that shares with folks where to find these different resources. Number 4, provide updates. Meet with your manager and identify every project that you're working on and where you are at. If there are any challenges, just provide those important details to your manager. Perhaps there are other key people that you work with and you're in the midst of a variety of projects. Meet with them, provide them with updates about what's happening so that the transition after you leave is easier. Number 5, connect with key clients. A girlfriend of mine recently made the difficult decision to leave a particular role, and one of the really spectacular things that she did was to call up a particular key client or a couple of clients to let them know the transition that was taking place. And she did all that she could to be a kind of liaison between that client and the new person that would be taking over those particular projects so that the transition was as pain-free as possible. Number 6, continue to be excellent. Come to work on time. Continue to do the very best that you can in the projects and the initiatives that you're involved in. it's definitely not the time to slack off and say, yo, I'm out. No, make sure that you do your very, very best until the very end. Today's talk boils down to this. Your reputation is vital to your success in life, both personally and professionally. And how you leave a job, whether that be in a positive or negative way, impacts your reputation. And that reputation consists of how people experience you, how they perceive/think about you, and what they say about you. You want them to say that you left well. Thank you so much for staying all the way to the end and watching this video. I hope you found it to be helpful or beneficial in some way. If you did, please go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe and select the bell, select all so that you can get notifications whenever I release a new video. If anything resonated with you, would you leave a comment so that I can know and that other people can really learn from what you share? Have a wonderful work week.